This is like one of the cleaner ones, I feel like.
Very simple.
You say that. Okay, I'm gonna let everyone know right now. Hey guys, this video breakdown session is gonna be really me asking a bunch of questions, because you say this, but it's like, okay, the idea, where does it come from? I think you mentioned that it was inspired by someone, but still, like, there still needs to be a kind of like this, I don't know, creative. Something goes through your brain where it's like, okay, how can I make this a little bit more creative? Where does this come from?
I mean, I've had this idea for a long time, but just never really had the, I don't know, the opportunity, I guess, to make it, whether it was time or I definitely didn't want to do it in public. So it had to be like at a spot where there was nobody, you know, walking around. I had originally filmed a video a while ago where I kind of run in front of the pool and I make it look like I'm about to jump in, but I end
And then
up
you go up.
floating. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my original video for that was based off of the idea I had for this one. And so even like since I made that other video, I was like, I want to make this video. I'm kind of like swimming through the air. The time finally came and I was like, oh, this would be a perfect spot to do it. I almost broke my phone doing it because I filmed underwater with my iPhone, and I Googled it, and like they say, yeah, it's water resistant. Okay, cool. And I watched YouTube videos like, okay, so it's pretty safe. Other people are doing it and they're like, it's fine. I even had a friend who takes his phone into the ocean and it's
Yeah,
fine.
the call. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So I told my wife I was going to do it. She's like, don't do it. You're going to break your phone. I'm like, yeah, but it could be a cool video. She's like, who cares? I'm like, what? Yeah, whatever. I'm going to do it. And so I ended up having to make like 10 different takes. And so I would put the phone underwater, super wide, like 0.5, and I would just swim back and forth trying to get the right motion, making sure my entire body was in it. And like I can't see anything, so I can't make sure I'm framed up, and I had to be like far enough. Yeah, it was just like, it was this whole thing. But hey, you know, it worked out.
It did. Was it easy to key out because the pool was blue?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of, a little bit.
Yeah, so I definitely used rotoscope for a grand majority of it, and then there were a few parts where I had to go in and manually mask. And then actually, if you notice the turtle coming in,
Yeah.
so behind the turtle, my hand gets cut off from the camera. You can almost kind of notice it like in the reflection. It's kind of
right
the edges being cut
here.
off. Yeah. So the turtle is actually something I added to hide mistakes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about this turtle because I was like, oh, this is cool. And then you like rack focused it when it
Yep.
came up.
Yeah. And so like when I'm out of focus, it's when there's a lot of like rotoscope masking jitters and it just looks horrible. And so I was like, I don't want to spend any more time that I already have on this video. So here's a quick fix. I'm gonna make everything blurry, but I have to put something in the foreground to like make it make sense. And so I was like, hey, this turtle, you know, why not? So I downloaded this turtle online and then I rotoscoped it, and I was like, hey, this actually kind of works pretty good.
It worked. It actually really does work. Like, it's actually so good. And like, did you slow the turtle down, or was this just alright? Because I feel like the speed of it is.
I'm pretty sure it's just swimming like that. I don't think I adjusted the speed. Like everything just worked out perfectly, and like the slow-ish motion that I'm going in kind of matches it. And then I ended up again like zooming the clip at the end to also hide me getting cut out from the clip. So you don't even know. So like I'm being cut off from the footage. So I just have to kind of like move it out of the way.
Dang. That's crazy. To hide it is incredible, actually. Today's sponsor is Uppbeat. They have free music, free sound effects, and you can even sign up for free with the link in my description or in the pinned comment. They recently released motion graphics on their site, which is amazing for all creators, especially creators like me who don't really know too much about visual effects. They have assets that are plug and play. They have assets that work in DaVinci, Premiere Pro, and even After Effects. So if you guys want to check them out for free, again, the link is in my description or in the pinned comment. Let's get back to the episode. And I know you talk about this, like you do a breakdown and you show, but for my question is like, are you walking and like you see this? Did you have the idea and you're like, let me get a coconut and do this? And it's so in your brain, because this is where the creativity comes in. You're walking and you're looking at the coconut, and then you see this and you're like, I'm turning this into this right now. Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
yeah. For some reason, whenever I go to the beach, and like I'm not even a huge beach guy. Like I don't like the sand.
But you have
I
a lot
don't-
of videos at the
I
beach.
know
Yeah, what
it's
the...
crazy. My wife loves the beach, so like we're at the beach a lot. But every time I'm at the beach, for some reason, I'm like, I gotta make a video. Like it's almost like a need. And if I leave without making a video, I'm like, dang, I was a missed opportunity for whatever reason, even if I don't even have any ideas. But with this one, we were there, and like you said, I was just walking, and there was this giant, I don't know, rock crater thing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then I looked down, and there's a coconut. I'm like, that kind of looks like that. Hey, this could be it could be a fun video. So let's, and so, and I was like, dude, this worked out. And then for whatever reason, this video like blew up a little bit. It got like only a few million views. I was like, out of all the videos, why is this one the one that's doing so
It's
good?
crazy that you say that, because I can totally see why it gets that. But you thinking this coconut looks like this rock is not normal. It's not normal. I'm telling you right now, like, no one's looking at that coconut. I guarantee you, who's walking and it's just like, no one's like,
huh.
oh my God, this looks like that rock. No, that is not normal. Not even close. Not even close. They're not even the same shape, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. That's why in my head, I was like, okay, did he plan this out? Did you bring the
No.
coconut?
No, it worked out.
And then like the way you colored it too was like, it just morphs perfectly.
Yeah.
And then hiding it
everything
with the
just-
little waves in your tutorial.
Yeah.
Dude.
Everything just worked out. I had done a video similar to this one before, like a few months before, where I just kind of lift my hand close to the camera and then drop it.
You drop
and
it
then
like on the side.
There's like a giant, there's like then the giant, and like that was cool. I even think that the original video is much better than this one, just because it's like sunset and the colors are super cool. And then just for whatever reason, this one just did so much better than that one.
Are you like that? Do you just walk around like when you're with your wife and you're like walking around, you're looking at stuff and you're like,
No,
is she
yeah,
pissed? I feel like
she
like,
hates
yo,
it.
can you
She's
stop
like,
looking at
she's
stuff?
so
You
she's so
weirdo.
annoyed. And like I'm like, hey, could you like film me real quick? She's like, do I have to? I'm like, there's no one else to do it for me.
You married this. This is what you get.
It's
You
like, yes,
get what you get.
you knew I did this before we got married, so you signed up. And so now she's a good champ. I know she loves my work, even though she doesn't verbally or show it in any other way. I know she likes it.
Hey man, that's all that matters, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. This one was a fun one to make.
Yeah. For anyone who's watching this, there are tutorials on his page that you could find. I'm just asking questions about like the other stuff that people don't think about. Are you looking? What came first, the jumping off the rock or the coffee? And are you sitting there? You're like, someone could jump off into this cup. You know what I mean? Because this is like what's happening.
So what's weird is that originally this video was intended to be for a different effect, or like a different outcome. And so I remember that day when this is out in Wyoming, and there's this giant rock that you could jump into the lake. And so I was like, a really cool idea would be, I'm sitting in my living room, I stand up, the camera starts following me, and I'm kind of walking off the balcony, and I end up jumping off this rock into this beautiful water. It's like something super unexpected. Like, why is there a rock? Why is there a cliff? I made like a rough like edit, and I was like, this just isn't as cool as I thought it would be. And so I just scrapped it. I was like, hey, at least I had a cool video of me jumping off a rock, And so months go by. I saw this video. I don't know who was the original maker of it, but it's this composite of this diver, this lady, and she dives, and the camera just pans down, and she lands in a coffee mug. But it's really simple. Like there's no like 3D anything. It's literally just bloop, and she just jumps in. And like you don't see the coffee cup until the very end, and you're like, oh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of interesting. I was like, oh, that kind of makes me want to make a video jumping in the coffee. But there's also been so many people have done this exact, like the same concept of jumping in the coffee, my morning routine, whatever. And so I was like, I don't really want to film anything that's going to be the same. And then I thought of this like old footage that I had of me jumping into the rock, and I was like, hey, this, this might work. And then this was like right when Photoshop generative fill was like coming out, and so I was able to use that to make the matte like backgrounds, like the trees and the open
Wait, hold on.
fields.
Wait. That
Yeah.
background is not where you're at?
No,
Like
so
you're
the
not,
only
what
real
the
thing in the footage is myself, the rock, and then even the mountains in the way back. And maybe that top layer of blue trees. But where the green trees start, like that's and down is like completely fake.
God damn, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. And so I was able to take like different photos of the balcony, and then I just kind of rebuilt it in like 2D/3D space. And the perspective just worked exactly how I thought of it. So I cranked it out in one night, and I was like, sweet, this is
What
great.
the f-
And like, it's just one of those videos that you watch thinking that you know what's happening. And then
Yeah.
the more you watch it, you're like, oh, wait, what? That's kind of weird. And so I got that feeling while I was editing the video. And so I was like, yeah, this one's going to be a good mind bender.
Wow, I can't believe you composited a lot of that stuff. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I love this video.
There's this other hand video that you do where it's like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I was like, oh, that's cool. Then I saw this one and I'm like, oh my gosh, this one feels like, those little hand finger things that
Yep.
people put on?
Yep.
But like see stuff like that. It's like it's gonna be the same question. Where does the idea come from? Are you like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
where does that come from?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Next.
Yeah. No, it originated from the like that one video that you mentioned with the hands coming out,
Yeah.
which
You
is
know
like
what? I
the
think I have it here. Maybe.
nice. It's like the enchantress
No,
effects.
no.
Fun fact, a lot of the videos that like do really good on my page are the ones that I don't show my face. And like my it's like my hands. My hand, it's like, why is my hand so famous? It's like if I don't show my face, it's just gonna go up.
It's
And
like, damn,
so
man, no one likes the way you look.
I know, it's crazy.
I'm about to comment. Watch the next one.
I made this video. It was based off of the effect. I think it's the first Suicide Squad. When like
Oh,
the evil witch comes in, and it's like really creepy the way she comes in. Anyway, so like I was like, yeah, it's not that hard of an effect. I made this one. I posted it. Everybody loved it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it got really good views, really good comments, and everyone wanted a tutorial on it. And so that just kind of made my brain. So I think, okay, what other kind of weird hand things can I make that are visually interesting and that kind of breaks your brain? And so I just kind of started thinking of like, oh, like an infinite zoom loop, okay, with my hands, it could look something like, I don't know. And then just playing around, I was like, oh, it works in my head, but I don't know if it's going to work, if I actually try to put it together. I just went under the lamp in our living room with my iPhone. I just kind of filmed my hand, like from the camera going up and just going down my hand, my arm, or backwards even. I don't even remember whether I did top to bottom and then reverse the footage, or oh no, yeah, that's what it was originally. Actually, the footage is going the other way
Oh, like
originally.
you're doing that.
And so and
Ah.
then it also looked kind of trippy, but then I reversed the footage, which is the result that we see now. And I was like, this is like even more trippy, and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I was going for. And
That's
so
crazy. Yeah.
it's such a simple, like, it's just my hand is rotoscoped, and then you could even like see the color difference between my actual hand
right
and my
here.
finger.
But
And
it's so
just,
fast.
yeah, it's just a feather. It's just, and I just kind of try to match the movements of my finger and my hand, and it just works somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah, I love this video.
Yeah, it's so good. It's crazy that you're just kind of like after that hand video, you're like, okay, what else can I do? And you're kind of just like looking at your hand. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even something as simple as reversing it. So it's like,
Mhm.
like that can make such a big difference with certain footage, or even I tell people like sometimes when you rotate things, like when you shoot reflections, or like if you're shooting a landscape or whatever, even if you rotate it, it gives it a whole different like
Just
creative.
it's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, so
Damn.
and I think that's like, well, like I kept trying to think of new ideas for like my hand, like that's all I could come up with.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
how many ad things.
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna say, like, when we're talking about the coconut earlier, I'm like, it'd be great to have a series where you're just grabbing shit and turning it
And just throwing it, yeah.
and throwing it up, and just, and then, cause like, just to kind of see in my head, cause that coconut one, I'm like, how did I was trying to go frame by frame? I'm like, at what point did he change it into a thing?
Yeah,
It just
I don't even know.
so perfectly.
It works really good.
Oh my gosh! All right.
So for this one, it was actually after I worked on a client project, and they're like, "Hey,
Ah.
we need to like emphasize this person being old, but we don't want to use makeup and all that because it'll just be faster." I was like, "Okay." It's such a weird process that I use. I just use like an AI filter that just made my face old. I used Mocha Pro instead of After Effects and just kind of mesh tracked and just tried to make it, stick as best as possible. Like if you notice, like my face doesn't rotate that much. It kind of stays the same direction the entire time.
Yeah.
Because if it were to rotate with the old like mask on, it
Oh
would
yeah,
start to
yeah, yeah.
shift too much.
Cause like, what did you track it to? Cause like usually they would have like, you have dots, or you have like
Yeah,
certain things.
just my like Mocha Pro is a beast. Like whenever you go to track in there, it literally adds like thousands of trackers and just goes to your skin. And then based off of the information, while whatever object is moving, it'll track on pretty good. It did take me like 5 different tries to like get the track just right.
Did you have to keep shooting this? And like, did you
Uh
rotate your head too much? And you're like, I gotta kind of
yeah,
keep it a little bit more steady.
I think there was like 1 or 2 reshoots, but like usually it's just like redoing the track like on the same footage of like, okay, last time I selected this entire area, maybe this time I'm only gonna
So
select
yeah,
the
smaller.
cheeks, or I'm only
Mhm.
gonna select, whatever, and usually hope for a better result.
So this was like, wait, you said AI like to get that old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow. Yeah, and this is the video that I saw where I started thinking performance, like,
Mm-hmm.
because I can only imagine what this looks like without this, and you're looking at yourself doing like all this stuff, and
No,
you're like, yeah.
I made sure the door was closed. Nobody was in the.
Yeah, no one's home. You're like, babe.
No, the
Alright,
worst is like when she like walks in on me and she's like, "Okay,"
yeah.
and I'm like,
What are you doing?
"Yeah, please, just no, leave me alone."
Don't ask me why I'm naked. Is
Yeah,
this for the video? Yeah.
it's for content,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
It's
She just closes the door again. Slowly.
like this entire video was me playing around with Gaussian splatting and experimenting the 3D world, also staying all inside of After Effects and playing around with different perspectives and cameras. And yeah, like every single, I didn't really have a full plan of what I wanted the end sequence to look like, but it was just like once I finished one shot, I was like, okay, the next shot should be, XYZ. Like the original footage is on the left. It's literally shaking the
Yeah.
camera and then tracking it and then just rotoscoping it. Like it's so simple. Um,
You keep saying that, man.
sorry.
You keep. You keep.
It's
I get it.
it's so simple when you
It's so
when you
easy.
It's
Idiots
so
can do
easy. Why
this.
don't you do it? I know. It's so easy when you give like 5 years of your life
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing.
The meticulous part of it. Yeah, for sure.
I use my phone and Polycam to scan this toy airplane, and it gave me. It's kind of janky if you get real close. Like you can notice some of the holes in the airplane itself. Yeah, it's just like the tools. Again, going back to like the free tools that we have that we can use to literally just play with our imagination and find cool results is mind blowing. Yeah, and so this one, same thing. I scanned the chair with Gaussian spot with Polycam, and Production Crate, it's this website with like free, they do have a paid subscription, but they have a lot of free VFX and they have free plugins. And they have this hologram plugin that you just click a button and it pretty much does the entire hologram effect for you.
Damn, really?
And so I animated the chair like appearing with the Gaussian splat 3D effect, and then with just like one click, it makes it look like a really cool hologram. It's just really fun stuff like that.
Damn,
I used to say like
crazy.
a VFX artist is as good as his arsenal, essentially, because you could have really bad assets and the video is just not going to look great. But if you have really good assets, you just have to figure out where to find them and where to look.
Yeah, that was tough though, because like sometimes I think people who have really good assets and it's still like you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
fair.
waste. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
because I feel like at least you put the time and effort into knowing a lot of these things. I don't want, as much as I want people to try it and be like, let's be real, people. This is years and years of like understanding and certain things like that. But yeah, no, I get it. It's like you can, it's a mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the talent, the skill, the assets, all of that stuff. So just to end it off, what advice do you have for people who is interested into getting into visual effects?
There's definitely a lot out there. There's a lot of information. There's a lot to be able to learn. But just don't be discouraged, like use that to your advantage. There are a lot of people who have really great YouTube channels that teach VFX, that want to see people grow. Like even for me, Film Riot, a true testament of like you can make really great stuff on a budget. If you really hone in on your skill, you can make really great products if you truly put your mind to it. And so definitely use the free, accessible resources that we have at hand, and just take it one effect at a time. Like a big mistake I see people making is trying to learn so many different techniques, different effects, and they kind of get mediocre at each one of them. But if you hone in and learn a skill and perfect it, then you can, kind of like we were mentioning earlier, it opens up so many possibilities with just one tool. And so once you perfect that one, move on to the next and figure out how you can incorporate the tool that you just learned how to use.
If you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast, I know you guys will probably like this one right here. So check it out.